Hello. I just sent you a message, but you're already here. Yay. Ugh. How's it going? There we go. Well, welcome to another stream. Even after my dumbass took a tumble. But I really wanted to get to this, and I am feeling okay right now. Woo! Switching over to live. Yeah, actually pretty comfy, even with my leg on the stool. So that's good. Alright, let's continue the story of Shadowbringers by looking for Alisaie. Let's depart, ready to depart for Amaring. Alisaie will be overjoyed to see you safe. I know she was particularly concerned for your well-being. She impressed upon me how regrettable the timing of her summoning was, repeatedly. I only hope that my part in sending you to her will garner me some measure of forgiveness. Here, this is a letter of introduction addressed to a man named Cassard, the master of a merchant caravan. There are few who know the ways of the desert as well as he does. Find him at the Amara launch, and he will see that you reach your destination. Okay, okay. Yeah, it's different in every expansion. For Heaven's Word, it was like the big organ melody. For Stormblood, it was like and now it's different again for Shadowbringers. I do really like that. Yeah, fair enough though. If you've come looking for work, I might have a spot for another guard. Oh, a friend of the Exarch. Hoping to meet someone in Amareng, are you? Then I shall be your guide. I was about to set off for our outpost there, as a matter of fact, so we can leave right away, assuming you have everything you need. Sure. All set? Then off to the unforgiving sands we go.
From this parched earth, the nation of Nabath Arang once rose. When I journeyed here, long ago, I spoke with a sun-weathered elder. He told me Armarang meant majestic land in the language of his people. And so it might still be, were it not for the light's unrelenting onslaught.
I love the music here so much. Oof, no matter how many times I come here, the cold never fails to catch me off guard. The sky may be as bright as in the scorching hours of the day, but it gets brisk enough to make you shiver. Now, the Exarch's letter said I was to take you to the inn at Journey's Head, which is where this Alizé friend of yours is staying. But that's a fair old distance, so I propose you make a stop in Mortsuk and to break up the trek, allowing me to attend to some business and you to enjoy the local hospitality. Sounds good? Good. Alright, you lot, I'm off. And I better not see the goods covered in sand when I get back. Right then, we head southwest, straight as an arrow. Whee! Stop here a moment. This is your first visit to Amarang, is it not? Before you cross the river of sand, you need to turn around and feast your eyes on that. Wow. It's already beautiful. They built them big, didn't they? That's Qasr Sharl, a fortress meant to protect the northern reaches of Nabath Arang. Seeing what was left behind, I believe it when they say that it was once one of Norvryn's mightiest nations. At least until the flood came along. Great chunks of Nabath Arang's lands were lost to the light, its great city included. The few who survived didn't see much point in staying. Most of them, anyway. No, not many choose to come here these days. Not with everything in ruins. Even that hulking great fortress has become little more than an Amaro roost for me and my caravan. But not everywhere is as deserted as this place. Just wait until you see Mortsuk. Let's press on, shall we? Alright, alright. Here we are, Mortsuk. By the blessed shadow, I love this town. Mortsuk, not just full of Mort, but Humes and all manner of others too. It has long been a refuge for folk displaced by the flood, so the population is nothing if not diverse. Oh, have you met a Mort before? They might look like shifty little blighters, but a more welcoming lot you could never wish to meet. Speaking of which, we should pay our respects to Master Gengen. I'll go ahead and let him know we've arrived. So quiet now. Where's the music? Thank you. Oh, they're so cute. That's a kobold.
Master Gengen, this is the friend of the Exarch I was telling you about.
Very good, very good. Though friend or no, all are welcome in Mordsook.
Souk is Mordish for city. As things stand, this souk boasts the largest and busiest marketplace in all Armorang. You'll find ore from the mines here, of course, but all manner of other things too, many of them rare. As I told you before, not many visit Armorang by choice, but Mordsook's a different story. Merchants come from miles around to purchase the relics the Mord dig up.
Aye, that they do. For Mord do not dismiss the spoils of the earth. We clean them and polish them and reveal to the world their true value. That is why they come here, come from far away, come with much money. And so our souk is always busy, busy, busy. No such thing as a thing no one needs.
You say that every time, Master Gengen. Some sort of family motto, wasn't it? Or perhaps a Mord philosophy, for which we should all be very grateful. Would that everyone was so willing to take in refugees regardless of race or creed. Now then, if you intend to spend any time here, you'll want to gain the trust of the locals. And there's a little custom all newcomers are expected to observe.
The cracking of the coin purse. You buy one thing from the market. Price can be low or high, just as long as you buy.
As the good Mord says. In fact, the Exarch sent a little something to cover this very expense. A Verbert gold piece, no less. The first I've held in years.
Verbert gold? Real Verbert gold?
Uh-oh.
Here, newcomer, crack your coin purse with me.
Oh no, you want my goods, newcomer. I have jars and pots all smooth and shiny.
Over here!
Come and look.
You buy, you buy.
Enough of that! Calm, I say! This one must still journey through the barrens. Nothing bulky, nothing heavy, no pots! Nothing better for the road than a full belly. Spend that piece at Ronron's place, yes? Eat for 3 before you leave.
Welcome to Ronron's, traveler. I have wares to empty your purse and fill your belly. Take your time, stare and sniff before you choose, but no drooling on the merchandise, yes? That's my ever-burning bounty, made with the best parts of the lizard, cured with special spicy spices. Some find the smell challenging, but it'll warm you up on a chilly desert night. Ooh, you'll like those. Chewy skewers. Find small frogs hiding on the rocks, spear with stick, then roast over fire. Crackly on the outside, gooey on the inside. Perfect for snacking. I just have to see what I want to eat. I call that mush loaf. The middle is stuffed with bittersweet cactus fruits, so even if the bread dries out, it's still moist inside. Keeps you going in the heat. Everyone's favorite, plump white worms slathered in honey. Once you eat a glazed wriggler, you'll never want any other treat. They all look tasty, yes? Which to choose? Which to choose? Yeah, I think the mush loaf looks the most appetizing. Ah, very wise. You won't wither on the sands with a gut full of cactus fruit filling. You have the gold. And done. One verbatide honor buys you 40 loaves of bread. 40? Can't eat all that. Actually try to eat 40 loaves of bread. Every last mouthful. Oh no, I think I'll share the rest. Why is her underwear visible? Our visitor invites us to feast. Let us give thanks for her great generosity and small appetite. Consider your coin purse cracked. I am pleased to accept your custom, and Gengen will be pleased that you honored ours. Keeping the merchandise down, yes? No returns. Okay, if you say so. I was watching from here, Dwache. You honored our custom, and with great relish. You will always be welcome in Mortsuk. If you need anything in Amareng, we are here to provide. Ah ha ha, you have courage, my friend. Ronron's wares are more exotic than harmful, but I don't envy you the bellyache you'll have on the morrow. Right, now that you've eaten, I expect you're eager to get back on the road. Would you mind if we delayed our departure a touch? I have a few deals left to close before I can conclude my business here in Mortsuk. Oh-ho, offering your services, are you? Well, an assistant would certainly help hurry things along. I have a receipt here for some goods that need picking up from the market. All properly paid for. You just need to do the lifting and carrying. I'll go and take care of some last-minute haggling then. See you in a bit. Alright, let's see what we need to pick up. Table cactus from Thonton. Iron ore from Tholton. Antiqued from Meal Mill. To be collected from Moo Moo. I already forgot. But we'll find out. That's not right. Yeah, or... Cassard sent you, did he? Right, yes. What kind of ore was it again? Iron, right? Iron ore, of course. That would explain this box I have here. It's all yours. I'm so bad at memory games. Hey, no touching. That merchandise is spoken for. You couldn't possibly change my mind with a better offer. What? Cassard sent you? What? Why didn't you say so? I wouldn't dream of selling his goods to a higher bidder. Oh, no, no, no. Nabatharang relics, wasn't it? All packed in that box there. Handle with care. Yeah, same. It's just very... either I cannot remember it 2 seconds after I've read it, or it sticks in my brain for 15 years. Like a piece of gum. Table cactus. Is this it? You came in with Cassard, yes? Good, good. I can finally stop thinking about that sack. Please, take your prickly purchase. Don't tell me you've been around the entire market already. No good deed goes unpunished. Aye, that's the lot. Alright. Good work. And quick work too, considering you've not set foot in the place before. I thought you want to sit inside the city like the Exarch, but something tells me you're not a stranger to visiting strange lands. Unfortunately, your efficiency presents something of a problem. I had hoped to conclude all my business before you'd returned, but it seems there's been some confusion over one of the orders I placed. I'll have to drag in my middlemen and sort this mess out. I'm sorry to make you sit around and twiddle your thumbs. Cassard, it feels like an age since I last saw you. Well, if it isn't the lovely Tesleen. It has been a while, but your timing couldn't be better. This lady was on her way to meet with Alize. I'm supposed to be taking her to your corner of the desert, but a misplaced order has commandeered my attention. Wait, I know who you are. Alice has told me so much about you. You're Dwache, aren't you? I knew it. How wonderful to meet you in the flesh after hearing those stories. Final Fantasy XIV busy work simulator. I'm Tesleen. I work as a carer at the inn, and I've come to know Alize quite well since she took up guard duties there. Do you want me to take over as Dwache's guide, Kassar? My shopping's all done and packed for the road, so it would be no trouble. That would be a great help, thank you. Well, it looks like you'll be able to head straight out after all. My caravan and I will be in the area for a while yet. Seek me out when you've had your fill of Amarang, and I'll send you back to the Crystarium. Hey, Tesleen. Alize has been desperate to see you, Dwache, so let's get you to her sooner rather than later. The inn isn't too hard to find, really. You can actually see the top of the rock spires from here. We just need to swing around the ridge, then head south. Come on, I'll get my supplies together and meet you outside. All set? Oh, I should have probably mentioned the wildlife. Well, most of them will leave you be if you keep your distance. The local coyotes have learned to prey on folk heading home from the markets. I can usually swing a sword well enough to fend them off, but I may have loaded myself down with too many bargains today. Do you think you can handle any beasts that try to make a meal of us? I thought you might. Alize was always saying how much you... I mean, let's get going, shall we? Has Alize been telling so many cool stories? Does she love me so much? I'm actually gonna summon my trucky bow to help out with the fighting. Sorry, there wasn't much time to shout a warning. Were you bitten? Those things can be nasty. And yet hardly a match for you, it seems. I'd always thought Alize was strong, but in her mind, she was never... No, it makes sense. Well, we should push on. It might be best if you scout ahead and clear out any coyotes that have our scent. I'll wait here so you can fight without any distractions. Yeah, they're just hungry, but... they can't eat Tesleen. go, Tisling. Let's get you home. Oh, thank goodness you're back. I could hear the howling and snarling from here. Frightful creatures. Let's hope the rest have seen your handiwork and know to avoid us now. I need to get these supplies back to the inn. Oh, look at that as well. Wonder what that is. That's some stuff, huh? This is it. Thanks to you, I didn't have to drop my shopping even once. Come to think of it, I'm glad I didn't make this trip alone. It seems you ended up escorting me. I'll have to repay the favor somehow, but first, let's head inside, shall we? Welcome to the inn at Journey's Head. You might be our first visitor from the Crystarium since Alizé arrived. It's not much, but it's home to for the afflicted and a handful of carers. The afflicted? You don't know? I don't think I've met anyone besides Alizé who was so unfamiliar with our situation here. Most folk have grown up knowing someone who knew someone. I might leave out something obvious, so it may be best to have Alizé give you the full explanation. Now, where is she? I think she might be out on patrol. You could wait, I suppose, but why not go and surprise her? She usually takes a look at things from the watchtower first, so you might be able to catch her there. It's not far. Head out to the south side and you'll soon see it. I'll stay behind in case she comes back while you're gone. Bye. I'm so silly and new here. I don't know anything. Alizé is nowhere to be seen, but you spot fresh footprints on the ground, and it looked to be about the right size. I'm becoming a trekker. The small footprints lead off to the northwest. I don't know. Sounds familiar. Probably something to do with taxes. Ha! I do know how to file taxes, but it's pretty easy over here. Now, why you wanna fight me, bro? Fair enough. Yeah, there's no bargaining for your soul, so it's a bit hard to understand. There are more tracks here, but they end in a mess of disturbed sand. Woo!
Get back here!
There she goes!
Is that... It can't be.
She's so cool! Impressive!
Just a lesser sin eater. Nothing to write home about. I knew you'd turn up sooner or later, but I had been hoping for sooner.
Sorry. Look at her fancy new
How are
outfit.
you? We've fought them to a standstill, then. The Exarch did say that the Empire seemed to have drawn back when he last looked in on the source. But without knowing for sure how fast time was passing there, I couldn't help worrying that a lot might have happened since then. I'm heartily relieved to hear that it hasn't, just as Alphino must have been. As you can imagine, both he and Urianger were desperate to hear the news from home when I arrived. I haven't actually seen Thancred and Y'shtola yet, but they will have heard all the latest developments from the Exarch by now, or should have at least. When I think of how frantic Tataru and the others must be, I want nothing more than to rush back and reassure them. But we still haven't found a way to reverse the summoning. And even if we had, we couldn't just ignore Urianger's vision. He may use 10 words where one would suffice, and they may often obscure as much as they reveal. But on this matter, he was as clear as day. I do not doubt for one moment that he saw what he claims. Nor how difficult it must have been to speak about them. The 8th Umbral Calamity and your death aren't exactly topics for idle conversation. As much as I might want to go home, I don't want to go home to that. We can't allow the rejoining to happen, which means we have to save the first from the Sin Eaters. That great wall of white is a remnant of the Flood. 100 years ago, the balance in the First tipped decisively in favor of light. From that moment, it rose and swelled with each passing day, and then, without warning, it burst forth like water from a broken dam. A colossal wave of pure light, drowning everything in its wake. Only Norvrant was spared. For the most part, living things are composed of ether of various different aspects. But when exposed to such a flood, their etheric harmony is shattered, and their natural form breaks down. Then they either perish, or are warped into mindless abominations. Yes, that's how the Sin Eaters came to be. They were once living creatures, or people, that were caught in the path of the Flood. Once the change is wrought, there is no going back. In that instant, They are gripped by an insatiable appetite for ether, and will happily gorge themselves on any living thing within reach. But even that is not the worst of it. The stronger Sin Eaters can plant light in us, like seeds in soil, corrupting our ether and triggering the birth of new monstrosities. They are creatures of base instinct that exist only to feed and to multiply. They feel no pity, know no remorse, and are utterly deaf to reason, which is why they must be destroyed. Every last one of them.
Can you say zombie
The infirmary
apocalypse?
is full of the Sin Eaters' victims, left here to spend their final hours waiting for the change to overtake them.
SNB? What was that again? Volcra. Oh, Shadow and Bone. I have not read that or watched that. Was another show as well? It's terrible. Ooh. I might take a look at it. Oh, if you love this being horrible, you ain't seen nothing yet, baby. We got some fun stuff coming up. It's just a matter of time. More for some, less for others. Those patients will all become monsters in the end. And to add insult to injury, the afflicted are feared, shunned, cast out of society, and exiled here to the edge of the world. The only good thing I have to say about this hellish place is that it has served me well as a training ground. Tesleen and the others have also been kind enough to share their knowledge of the Sin Eaters, which is knowledge I can now share with you, while you help me finish my patrol, of course. Okay. Here's what we'll do. I'll take the east side of the inn and you clear the west. That way you can have an undiluted experience with the resident terrors. These marks on your map are where the usual trouble spots are. You can assume that any beast with a white hide or a carapace is a Sin Eater, but you'll know for sure soon enough when they come slavering after your ether. Remember, it's kill or be killed with these monsters. Once you've slain whatever's prowling around there, we can rendezvous back to the north entrance. Good hunting. Oh look, she's become so confident. Even more confident. My Goyle, growing up so fast. Even though she's still 17. Forgiven cowardice. It's okay, buddy. But she will always be my baby Goyle. Not in here. I come here often to gather materials for my leather worker, and I'm always just completely chilling, mining, vibing with the music. chill tunes that dig out 400 pieces of yellow aluminium too. It takes a while. How did you fare? I thought there might be one or two lurking on the fringes. Nothing out of the ordinary for this area. I expect you noticed it yourself, but individually, the lesser sin eaters are no more deadly than any natural predator you might encounter in the desert. It's when they appear in numbers that they pose a threat. Much like the void scent, they have an unfortunate tendency to flock to the strongest of their kind. Thus, when a powerful sin eater goes on the hunt, it might be attended by a veritable swarm of weaker kin. Imagine an army of such creatures descending on a village or hamlet. That's the basic idea behind my patrols, to cull their ranks often enough that their number won't be overwhelming when a big one comes out to play. And you've certainly helped on that front. Let us report our victories to Tesleen, shall we? But TBH, when I was leveling all of my crafters, in the end I got so sick of having to gather everything, especially the leather, that I just pretty much bought all of it. That's why I suddenly am missing so much money. But you know, what use do you have for money if you don't spend it? Alice tells me you helped her out on her patrol. You have her thanks, and my apologies for leading you from one battle to another ever since the moment we met. Hell yeah. And now you get to make cool stuff. In any case, I'm glad to see the two of you found each other. You have no idea how badly Alice has missed your company. Everything is always, if Dwashe were here, she would... That's an exaggeration, and I don't sound like that either. I was simply trying to view matters from another perspective, and I respect Dwashe's methods. Honestly, after seeing her in action, I can understand why. The way she leaps into the fray without hesitation, it really is something to behold. I might be a little smitten myself. Only teasing, though I've no doubt she deserves all the admiration she gets, just as you do. Aww. Yeah, that's so cute. I'd love to lay out a welcome meal, but the duties I put off when I went to the market are still waiting for me. There's 101 things that need doing. I'm sorry, but would you mind waiting here with Alice? What, and twiddle our thumbs while you work yourself to death? Surely there's something we can help you with. I could do with a hand, that's true. Thank you. You can start by helping me sort out the larder, Alice. While we do that, could you attend to a few patients, perhaps? There are 3 in particular I meant to visit. It's just a matter of saying a few words to them and seeing that their skin isn't caked in sand. Their names are Pawnil, Todden, and Halric. They may not give much in the way of a response, but I promise they'll be pleased to meet someone new. Okay. Helping the folks here out. Thank you. You're welcome. No response. Todden glances up at you blankly, but you notice the tension in his face ease slightly. Halric remains utterly still as you wipe the sand from his cheek. The texture of his skin has hardened into something akin to plaster. Hi, abadabadiba. Mamma mia. You've seen to the patients. How were they? Just hanging out. Good. That's good. I knew they would enjoy meeting you. I'm concerned about Halric, though. I'll have to speak with the other carers, but I think his time may be near. We shall leave you to have that discussion then. I was going to take Dwashe to Mortsuk if you have any errands that need doing. Well, I suppose there is one thing. Would you pick up a nectarine from the markets, please? Cassard's caravan just passed through, so Ron should have some fresh fruit. Come then, Dwashe. There's something I want you to see. Right after we stop at Ron's stall, of course. Okay. Hello. No frogs. Only fruit. Oh ho! Back again, are you? You need another taste of Ron's wares? Actually, we're looking to buy a nectarine. Do you have any in stock? Oh yes, nectarines, peaches, grapes, fresh and juicy. Given how richly you cracked your coin purse with me, I might still owe you food. Here, take this one, free of charge. Gods, I've never seen a Mort merchant give away something for nothing before. How much coin did you spend here? A lot. Oh yes, I'll take a jar of honeyed worms as well. Oh no, they're not for me. It's an offering of sorts. The worms, if you please. Only the best wrigglers for you. Come again, my friends. Gotta try the local cuisine, Alice, eh? Right, that's our shopping chores taken care of. Let's head up past the Aetherite to the main tower. A view I want to show you can only be seen from its very top. Here are your precious worms. That buys us a trip to the top of the tower, does it not? Glazed wrigglers, you actually brought them. I really shouldn't let you, but just this once, alright? Only once. Never fails, shall we? Ooh, girl brought the bribes.
Look, over there, where the wall is broken. Do you see what lies beyond?
Okay.
That's what the land became after the light flooded in. An empty white nothingness. Life cannot exist in such conditions. The primordial light would wreak havoc on the body's etheric balance. That nectarine you bought. It's Halric's favorite fruit. Most of the patients, Halric included, survived the attacks of powerful eaters. But their fate was sealed all the same. The monster's corruption has entered their bodies, and their very essence is being subsumed by light. The twisted state of the world itself just makes matters worse. Under normal circumstances, a person's ether naturally tends to equilibrium. But for these poor souls, the opposite is true. Sooner or later, every single one of them will turn. Tesleen and the patients, they all know this. They know what has to be done before the change goes too far, before the eater within takes over. The preferred method is mixing poison into their favorite food. In my time here, I've borne witness to a lot of last meals. I feel just as helpless as before. No matter how hard I fight, it's never enough. But it's a war I mean to wage, nonetheless. Speaking of wars, do you remember how I made you promise not to leave me and then promptly collapsed? Well, let's just say I had a few choice words for the Exarch concerning the timing of his summons. But even if the fault lay with someone else, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd abandon you on the battlefield. So I swore that I'd make up for my absence there by making a difference here. And that's what keeps me moving forward, even when things seem hopeless. On which note, it's time we headed back. The longer we keep Tesleen waiting, the harder this will be for her.
Oofa doofa. Didn't realize my mic was muted. Oops. I'm glad I was able to show you that. When it comes to understanding the catastrophe which befell the first, one glimpse of the empty wasteland beyond the wall is more than an hour of Urianje's lecturing. And I need you to know beyond a doubt that Tesleen has no other choice. The nectarine will be a kindness. It isn't just the threat posed to others. When a person becomes an eater, the pain appears to be excruciating. The carers are truly fond of their wards and would spare them that suffering. It is their way of fighting back against a fate worse than death. Yeah. So really like zombie apocalypse. Nothing to do. The wait to turn. You're back. I hope you had a nice time. Did you manage to find the nectarine? Yeah. Thank you. Alice has explained why I wanted this, has she? I can see it in your eyes. But we may not need it just yet. I spoke with the others, and we've decided to keep an eye on Halric for now. Thanks to you, though, if his time does come suddenly, we'll be ready to send him on his way with a taste of happier days. Wow. Well, nothing's going to happen for a little while yet, so let's see if we can't lighten the mood. I don't want our gloomy faces worrying the patients. I think it's time for that welcome meal, don't you? Take a seat and I'll make us a nice stew. Oh, this isn't even the most brutal part yet. Hold on to your horses, baby.
Speak up if you'd like another helping. I made a little bit more than usual today.
And you've added something special to the broth, if I'm not mistaken.
Aye, well, it's not often we have visitors from the Crystarium, so I may have thrown in a few extra bits and bobs.
I'll have another bowl then.
That's what I like to hear. Give me a moment to warm up the pot. In a place like this, you learn to take what moments of happiness you can get. I remember when I first came here with my mother. She was showing the early signs. I knew there was no way to save her, but I just couldn't face what needed to be done. That's the way of it for most people. Why they travel from arms to stay here. Beaten, broken souls come to wait out the inevitable, to receive the mercy of a painless death. When my mother finally left this world, I was mad with grief, but also thankful that her passing was a peaceful one. It's never easy, ending a life you've cared for, even when you believe they go on to a better place. I often find myself wishing the Warrior of Darkness would come and do that part for me.
The Warrior of Darkness?
You've never heard the tale? I'm not sure where it began, but every child in Norvrent could tell you a version of it. Warrior of Darkness, servant of death, take care of our souls at our dying breath. Let sinners and eaters of sin go with thee, that all may return to the sunless sea. Well, that's the version I was taught anyway. It's just an old bedtime story. He's certainly never deigned to visit us here.
Which is a good thing, surely. He sounds rather ominous.
Do you think so? I always liked the idea that he treated every soul the same, even the Sin Eaters.
They're coming.
Desleen! Have you seen Halric? I swear, I only took my eyes off him for a moment.
No. Baby boy missing. Tache, Alize, We have to go look for Halric. I don't know what's gotten into him, but if he's wandering out there alone, we'll assign search areas and split up. Any idea where he might be headed? No, he's never done anything like this before, but it can't be a coincidence that the other patients are suddenly so agitated. They can sense something. In any case, let's keep the search close to the inn. Halric isn't very sure on his feet, so he won't have gone far. I'll search the east side. Please, Halric, please be alright. I'll cover the north and west then. You take everything from here to the south. Oh, yeah. Are you watching your screen? Because I would advise you not to miss this next part. Halric's not here. Maybe he went further west. Leave me alone, Mr. Zombie. Puggies. You scan your surroundings in search of Halric and suddenly find yourself under attack. Forgiven folly. Hello.
Yep.
Who are you?
Yep.
Let's summon Frey to help us out. Hey, Frey. For his steam. Yeah! Let's go! Thank you, Frey. I love you, Frey. I think Frey and Esteem are peak character design. All covered up, only eyes visible. Hell yeah.
Any sign of him?
Nope.
No luck then. But he surely can't have gone far. We should keep looking. The Sin Eaters are out in force, and if we don't find him soon, you can be sure they will. Did you see the size of that thing? It must be one of the nasty ones. Wherever it's going, it can only mean trouble. After it!
It's the one from the trailer.
There it is! Is that... Oh no! Halric!
We have to run!
Tesseline! No!
Only I get to be a hero. Poor kid.
We all deserve happiness, wherever we can find it.
Just a little bit.
The time left to you is precious. No one should die in pain. Mother, I...
Here we fucking go, baby. Ew.
No, 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 no!
Man. They have stopped fucking around. I'm sorry, Doache. I tried to tell the carers what happened, but I can't be the shoulder they lean on. Not like this. Also, poor Halvrik, that shit just happened right in front of him. Brutal. Oh, it's just so unfair. Tesleen was always so cheery with the patients, telling them not to be scared, that there wouldn't be any pain. Of all the people in the world to suffer such a fate. I imagine you're just as shocked as the rest of us, so I appreciate what you're doing here. Me? I don't have the words. Without a body, we can't even give her a proper burial. And she cared about that sort of thing, but giving people the chance to say their goodbyes. Halvrik is as unresponsive as ever. He stands motionless, staring up into the sky where the Sin Eaters made their escape. Poor baby. Alize. Thank you. What you're doing, it means a lot to them. To me. Sorry to interrupt. We realized we hadn't thanked you for rescuing Halvrik. You weren't hurt at all, were you? Hurt? There wasn't even a fight. I was too late, too slow. And I thought I could protect you. You can't blame yourself for things beyond your control. You brought Ulrich back safe and sound. No one could have done any more. I'm sorry, but I've come to a decision. I won't be continuing in my role here. I hope you will forgive me for leaving you, and that you will delay Ulrich's last meal for as long as you possibly can. Not until it's too late, of course. Just give him what time you can. We always do. Of course, she would have done the same. Farewell, Ulrich. Keep Teslene's words close to your heart. Wait, you're leaving this very moment. I understand how you must feel, but surely this is a bit hasty. Do you even have anywhere to go? I have a destination in mind, yes, and a purpose. This damn light, building without cease, is the reason we can't save those corrupted by the ethers, or by the eaters. But what if we correct the balance? Even if it were only little by little, even if it took years, it would surely make things better. Now hold on there. Everyone knows there's too much light, but how could you ever hope to get rid of it? You'd have to change the whole world. That's right. We should return to the Crystarium. I may not be able to repel the eaters on my own, but I can still use the skills I've gained here to hurt them. Where Alizé, man? Just saying every character is my poor little baby right now, but they really are. Alright, I was fishing. I don't know why, but I feel like even though it's pretty much taken the same amount of time, I felt like Alizé's storyline went much quicker than I expected, but I felt like Alpha Notes kind of dragged. Felt much longer than it actually was. But I don't know if that's just me. It's a strange one for sure. Forgive me, Duache, I couldn't stay there a moment longer. But I was serious about what I said. While the men and women at the inn battle against this blight with kindness, I must fight it in my own way, with steel. From Eorgia's sword in the darkness to Norvran's sword in the light? Gods above, it feels like an age ago now. Miss Alizé, is there anything I can get you? You're swift as a morrow. I need to return to the Crystarium immediately. As you wish. Remind me to wear goggles if we ever fly over Amareng again. I've barely gotten the sand out of my eyes. But the wind did help clear my head at least. I'm thinking I'm ready to meet with the Exarch. We need to talk about how we're going to wipe the Sin Eaters out, shall we? Don't mind if I do. Get in there. Thank you for seeking me out, Duache. It meant a lot to have you there at my side. And looking at Alphino, I'd say he's as eager to begin this discussion as I am. I say we lay our experiences before the Exarch and step back to see what kind of picture they make. And then we can decide where to go from there. Hello.
And so you return.
Hey, voice acting.
Have you gained a better understanding of the crisis now faced by the First?
Better is not the word I would use. Some lands may have been spared the flood, but the survivors live only to suffer. There seems no end to the horrors inflicted by the Sin Eaters.
Indeed. Those abominations are a calamity in their own right. And I can well imagine how hopeless the task of eradicating them must seem to you. But after countless battles and untold sacrifice, we have identified a potential weakness. Sin Eaters are drawn to serve the strongest of their kind, a class of creature we call Light Wardens. And from what we have been able to ascertain, only a handful of these entities exist. Just as an ant colony will perish in the absence of its queen, we believe that the death of a Light Warden will cause the lesser creatures within its sphere of influence to disperse.
I have a feeling Yulmor might have something to say about any concerted action we take against these monsters. Vorthra's command over the Sin Eaters is integral to Yulmoran society. In seeming to guarantee his people's safety, it guarantees their obedience. He will not take kindly to us depriving him of such useful allies.
Agreed. Thus we will need to occupy or otherwise divert his forces whilst we proceed with the business of eliminating the Wardens. Until we have done so, all other considerations must be set aside if we are to forestall the 8th Umbral Calamity.
Are you sure that eliminating the Wardens will be enough?
Your uncertainty is understandable, given the circumstances. Perhaps a more detailed explanation is in order. To begin at the beginning, then.
Ready?
In the ancient past, a single star was divided into 14 worlds. This is the source, your home. These others are the 13 shards, in whose number we find the first. Though physically separate, they retain a connection to each other, and with the source especially. Now, let us assume that a given element in one of the shards attains abnormal ascendancy. Just as water will flow from the highest point to the lowest, the excess energy will begin trickling into the source. And such an influx of ether will of course exert a palpable influence. If the element in question were fire, then drought and wildfires might ensue. If it were ice, one might expect the weather to turn bitterly cold. As ether continues to pour in, such phenomena will become more and more extreme, until eventually, a single, untimely event triggers a disaster which cracks the barrier dividing the two worlds. What was once a trickle now becomes a deluge, sweeping the shard along to be rejoined with the source. At the same time, the element which held sway in the Shard is unleashed in full. Its energies amplifying the original disaster to truly catastrophic proportions. An earthquake thus magnified might strike with enough force to shatter continents. A tidal wave might swell to a size capable of drowning entire nations. These devastating events are what we refer to as umbral calamities. 7 times has a calamity befallen the Source. 7 times has a shard been absorbed. At present, the light-drowned realm of the First stands perilously close to meeting the conditions for a rejoining. It is the Sin Eaters who are to blame for the Light's continued dominance. In addition to attracting their lesser kin, the Light Wardens I mentioned earlier radiate ether, saturating every corner of their territory with light. Even here in the flood-spared region of Norvrand, their influence is strong enough to banish night from the sky. Thus, if we are to restore balance to the First and head off a potential calamity, it is imperative that we put each and every Light Warden to the sword.
We've been doing our best to take the fight to the enemy ever since we first heard the Exarch's explanation.
Though we have yet to claim any meaningful victories if truth be told. Apart from being confoundingly elusive, the Light Wardens possess a troublesome quality which compelled us to delay our plans until such time as you arrived.
Forgive the interruption, my lord, but Hallminster Switch is requesting reinforcements. They say the Sin Eaters are attacking in force, and the village could soon be overrun.
Alert the guard. We should be prepared in case the fighting reaches the Crystarium. You have command of our forces in the field, Captain, but hold off on entering the town until I arrive. That goes for Alphino and Alize as well.
My lord.
Pray, lend us your strength. Such a fight will provide you with far greater insight than any explanation I could offer.
I love fighting. Hallminster Switch is in the north of Lakeland, so we had best make haste with our preparations. In fact, meet me outside the Crystarium at the crossroad northwest of the Ascensor Gate, and I shall lead you there myself. Love this area. Such pretty design with the trees. I love purple and pink. Beautiful. Oh. Hello, Exarch. All set. If we follow this road north, we will arrive at the northern staging point. The village itself lies not far beyond. Quickly now. Leave me alone. Holminster Switch is past these gates and through the woods. There's not exactly a near neighbor to the Crystarium, but as we occupy the same region, we have built up something of a cooperative relationship. What can we expect inside, Captain? The town is beset by a swarm unlike we've seen in recent years. We did our best to evacuate the villagers, but as many as half remain. Judging by the number of eaters present, we have good reason to believe that a light warden leads the attack. How convenient. It seems we'll have to have our chance to slay a warden sooner than we expected. Huh, one does not simply slay a warden. Has no one told you what happens if you defeat one of those fiends? They hold more light inside them than all of their underlings put together. It can be struck down, aye, but its essence won't dissipate like the weaker kind. Vile ether will billow outward and envelop the nearest living being, a reckless young swordswoman perhaps, and turn her into a brand new warden. Ah, well, you can leave that particular quandary to us. I must ask that the guards stand down and allow us to engage this leader of eaters alone. Concentrate on the survivors. We must save every life we can. But what if... Understood, my lord. As captain of the guard, however, I will not watch you brave such danger without an escort from our ranks. I insist that I go with you. Very well. Then our warden slaying party shall include myself, the Levieurs, Captain Lena, and last but not least... me. A formidable group indeed. Into Holminster we go. Once we reach the Light Warden, do not hold back. We strike to kill. Blah blah blah. I know. Not important. Alright. Well, let's have a little talkie first. As you may have deduced, the troublesome quality of the wardens which I endeavoured to raise earlier was this confounded capacity for spontaneous rebirth. But the Exarch seems confident he has matters in hand, so I shall trust that we may slay our foe without fear of etheric aftermath. My restorative spells are at your disposal. I can't help but wonder if the scale of this raid is related to the recruiting the Eaters were doing in Amarang. Not that it matters. After all the combat I saw there, I'm more than ready to test my magics against one of these greater abominations. Command of this sortie is yours. Though I am not as spry as I once was, I hope my long years of experience will serve you in some capacity. I can wield spells to heal or harm, or even fashion an arcane shield and sword should you have need of a defensive wall. Simply say the word. Destroy a Light Warden for good? If it is possible now, then why not before? Whatever the Exarch believes, I will force a retreat if I deem it necessary. I did not become captain of the guard by being meek or weak. Alright, let's form a party with our NPCs. So do we want to take Lena with us, or do we want to take the Exarch with us? We can choose. Yeah. The Exarch is there in case you're not playing a tank. Then he will serve the role as a tank. I can show you. Hold on. See? If you're playing as a healer, then the Exarch will be the tank. But since we're the big boy in this party, the Exarch is an all-rounder, so he can pretty much go anywhere. Yeah, alright, let's take Lena and the twinsies. Let's go. Oh, by the way, they're working on implementing this trust system that we're using right now for the entirety of the game, which I think is pretty cool. So you would be able to do the dungeons with NPCs even in A Realm Reborn and Heaven's Word and Stormblood. Alright, let's fucking go! They've been bolstering their numbers. Yeah, so I imagine, like, you would be able to do stuff with like the Doma Castle would be with Hien and Lise and all those other people. And probably Gosetsu as well if you wanted to. Which I think is pretty neat. Yeah, especially if the other players are dicks and just rush ahead. But the trials will still be, still require you to fight with other people. Because those are just too hard to do with trust. That's the wrong button. I'm a little bit scared of the first trial, I'm not gonna lie. The first trial of Endwalker, or Shadowbringers. Hehehe. Alize, stop standing in orange. You've got bears? Cool! At least the music will be good. But pretty much all of the songs in Shadowbringers are bangers. I'm just gonna watch a guide on how to tank the fights, and I think it should be fine. So I'm not gonna wuss out and play healer again. Woohoo! Yeah, it's mainly just because I've only ever tanked like low-level fights. And these have some mechanics that you have to do as a tank. And like have to know which like target to go for first and stuff. Because basically in the older trials it's just like grab Amity and then just tank and spank. Just keep attacking until it's dead. But these ones actually have mechanics you need to do. Hey, look at that! Look who's here. This is the monster we saw in Armoring. Easy now, Alize. We will face it together. You know I love it, boing! Yeah!
the healing to me. Thaliak, protect me!
Thaliak? No, don't pillory me. Love the battle theme. Not as catchy as the one in Stormblood, but I really like it nonetheless.
Let's give them a show!
Alizé keeps trying to use Limit Break. It's really funny. I will talk about it more once we have seen more battles and more trusts with more NPCs. But characters have a really like cute quirks that are so in character for them. Like Alizé, no matter if you are playing DPS or not, she will just use Limit Break no matter what. She will just aggressively use Limit Break. Like as soon as it's filled up, she will just go for it. Which I think is really fun. We did it. You want these clothes? I might be able to turn them in later for some stuff. Someone help! Look, there are still survivors. Hello, gremlin. Oh, that's the wrong button. Am I taking so much damage?
You underestimate me!
Look at that, just fields filled with cocoons. All the sheepies are gone. Steal your hearts, there may be others we can save. Aye, we draw the eaters to us. Boing. Oh, come here. They really did not come to fuck around. Yeah. I think we're gonna do this dungeon, maybe finish the mission, and then we're gonna be done for tonight. We started a little bit late, and I don't wanna stay up too late doing this. Hell yeah. Hey, big boy. Bing bing time. Another eater. So, this is where you went. Leanne to forgive him. Meow. Sorry, Leanne. Sorry, you have to slap you clean in half. That means spread out. That means stack up. That means get the hell out of there. Go, Leanne, go, Leanne, go!
Leave the healing to me.
Alice, you've come pale. I'm fine. We should keep moving. No. Alice. My poor girl. Even though we just had to kill Tesleen, she's still being so strong for us. So many. Too many. Leave me alone. Well, I guess that is my job as a tank.
For the Crystarium!
Yeah! Get a binge. Do a little dance. It's taking so long. That is the downside to trusts. They don't do as much damage as real players. So it does make dungeons take a while longer. But yeah. I guess that is a fine thing to sacrifice for not having to deal with annoying players. But we're almost at the end, so let's see if I can live and not die on this boss fight coming up. Whee! Not this one. Because I have been in this instance, or this dungeon with while being a new healer, running with people who have run this for like 2 years already, and the tank just pulled everything wall to wall, and I was just like, I'm so sorry, but I cannot keep up. You're simply taking too much damage for me to heal through it all. But at least here, they all politely wait their turn. when we're with the NPCs. Where's Alize? Oh, there she is. Whee! We did it. Alright. Boss fight time. Let's go. Light Warden, Philia. Wow. Big boy. Boing. It's always a good idea to tank any boss away from the party. In case of tank busters and or cone attacks, which you can deal with as a tank, but as squishy DPS or healers, they cannot. Yeah, that big old marker above me, that's a flare marker. That also means get away. We have to free Alize from the chain. There we go. Now get out of there. My baby. Right, no. And he's gonna do one on the left, so we gotta go over here. Into the light. Oh no! That's a light marker. Why are you all over here? Yeah, this big thing, that is just a signifier of high burst damage. And you're not supposed to take that into the party, which a lot of people do. They just run into the party with that, and that'll kill people. Leave my girl alone. Well, you want to eat her ether so bad, huh? What's wrong with you? I'm gonna slap your ugly tail off. Well, Alize, give us an LB, please. You're gonna wait until it's completely filled up?
There'll be nothing left of you but a smudge.
Yeah, let's go! Kill him, kill him, kill him. Woo! There we go. Hey, Grandpa joined us.
It's releasing its ether! Fall back!
Oh, that's not an auto scroll. Oops.
We cannot let it touch us! Quickly, my lord, we must withdraw!
That will not be necessary, Captain. Though I appreciate your concern. The eternal light of these creatures has confounded us for nigh on 100 years. For each we have put down, another has risen up in its place, born of the self-same ether relinquished by its predecessor. But now we have a way to contain that corruption. The blessing of light, and the hero who wields it now stands before you.
A delicious little treat.
Behold! The monster's power is broken, and the world, twisted by its touch, returns to its rightful form.
So beautiful.
Scar. It can't be.
What's happening?
It's so beautiful.
The sunless sea. The warrior of darkness has come.
Yeah, it's been over 100 years since anybody last saw the night sky.
Is that what I think it is?
The night sky. As it should be.
Who are you people? You killed a warden, then bathed in its ether as if it were a spring shower, and now the sky? The legends are true. My lord?
How many years have I waited for this moment? For the one possessed of her blessing. For you. You have vanquished the Light Warden of Lakeland, and for the first time in a century, darkness has returned to the mantle of night. Without the ever-present light to sustain them, the Sin Eaters will have no choice but to retreat. Yet our victory is far from complete. Though darkness has fallen here, the other wardens yet bask beneath burning skies, feasting upon what little life remains. Even should it cost me all I have, I would see each and every one of them slain, that this world might be spared from oblivion. Not only for the first, but for the source as well. Save one, and we save the other. But, be that as it may, I concede it was wrong of me to summon you to this fight against your will. I swear, on my life, I will one day atone for that deed, but for the present, I beg you, stay and see this fight to its conclusion. Cast down the Wardens and restore darkness to the first.
Hey, Arburp. I will become the warrior you need.
On behalf of the first, I offer you my deepest thanks.
I understand there is much at stake here, Exarch, but why do you risk yourself so readily? It must have been a dangerous drain on your ether to summon even one person across the rift.
I do it for my people, of course. To give the Crystarium the tomorrow it deserves.
That is true now, yes, but the city had yet to be built when you first called forth the Crystal Tower. I'm simply curious to know what prompted you to commit yourself so completely to this particular course.
Alize sniffs out bullshit.
Things which we can ill afford to lose.
She's smart.
And I sensed from the first that I had a part to play in preserving them. Forgive me. I fear the events of the day may have taken their toll. Despite appearances, I am an old man. One burdened with many difficult memories, some too painful to recall.
Well then, I'm sorry for pressing you. It's a family failing, I'm afraid.
One which has served us well more often than not. Needless to say, we will continue to fight at your side until the last Sin Eater is defeated.
Come then, my warriors of darkness. Let us gather the surviving villagers and make our way back to the Crystarium.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Love it. Ooh. How quickly you have justified my faith in you. So many lives saved, and the sky itself heralds of your success. A single victory in a larger struggle, perhaps, but a momentous one nonetheless. Yay! We did it! We did it! Woo! Blah blah blah. Alright. Well, that is where we are going to end for today. I hope you enjoyed this short but sweet stream. Alize's story and then a nice dungeon, which I thought was really fun. And yeah, next time we are going to get into some more cool story stuff. Thank you, thank you. So yeah. Yeah, as always, I'm going to have to front load the week with streams because I have work. I do have work tomorrow evening, but I think I'm gonna stream again on Wednesday, and that's gonna be the last stream of the week. But I am looking forward to that. So yeah, thank you for being here. And I will see you next time. Goodbye, goodbye.